Business owners, what does it look like to implement the process of Kaizen for business? That's what we're going to talk about today in episode 548 of your 333. Small business owners, solopreneurs, we are in part 6 of a series about Kaizen for business. We've talked about the definition, we've talked about why this works, we've analyzed big companies that use this, we've talked about implementation. Today we're going to talk about the process. We're going to talk about changing, because it's all about the change, right? Enforcement and test, and analytics. So we've turned out and discussed how this is a continuous improvement for picking something you want to change, then implementing it in a really small increments, 1% better, right? Small tweaks lead to big peaks. Today, we want to discuss business tip number 1, the changing of this. What you're going to do is you want to find and pick, and you've done it as a group, which item you're going to change. And then, of course, you've agreed on it and you're going to change this in your organization. Then business tip number 2, you obviously have to have some form of enforcement with this so that you can get it done. You've got to do this in a way that everybody is on board with it. That's why you kind of got their buy-in to begin with. Because you have to enforce this so that you can test to make sure that it works. Can't be just done a little bit. Everybody's got to be on board and everybody's got to do this. So you, the business owner, have to enforce this change, this changing system that you're doing. Then business tip number 3, when it's all done, you got to do analytics. Was this effective? Was this successful? Is this the desired outcome that we want before we roll this out and make this a permanent decision? And keep in mind, this is sort of like a test environment, kind of like the light bulb. You may do this change and it may not work, in which case you got to tweak it and start the whole process over again. Don't expect to hit home runs right off the bat. That is the Kaizen for business method. Small, continuous improvements that are constantly tested and changed. That's what I'm learning today. Anything I learn, I throw the fence to you because I want you guys to be awesome. I want you guys to implement this process, and I want you to continue to improve your business. Now go back to sleep.